Hey everyone, it's Jason. Welcome to Primal the Awakened Challenges 2024. So this is an interesting little video. So one, I don't have any physical copy of anything else. I can go ahead and print these. These are all available on their website. I'll throw the link in the description for it. But yeah, so Primal the Awakening, of course, is the boss battler game. You get to play, you move around, fight your different dragon or monsters. So what they did was they released their big giant campaign, lots of cool stuff, but rather than immediately try and crank out even more expansions, they were giving it, a year or two to let people get the game, play it, people keep buying it. But they released some extra challenges, which is really fun. So some extra modes, some extra different stuff you can play, which I think is always a fun thing to do. Zombicide does this. CMON does a lot of their Zombicide type games. It's just like, hey, you already own the content. Here's some cool stuff to do with it, outside of the base game stuff. So it's like, wait for people to be creative about it, and then maybe it gives them ideas of other stuff they might want to do. So there's only 4 challenges for 2024. And then there's announcing they are working on some other stuff, so hopefully in 2025 sometime we'll see some new cool content, maybe some extra characters, maybe an extra dragon or something. Maybe we'll get her. That would be a fun thing. So I'm going to go ahead and hop into these. So our first one we have is Trial by Fire, which is the Kajara Challenge number 1. And so again, you can print these all off if you like. This is exactly how it's showing. So it says, Kajara is made of flesh and fire. The flames that rise in its wake and twist like the damn souls. Do not lose yourself in its hell. So it's going to show our little map of what starts. We have a damage token on the board, a fire token, and of course our Kajara mini. Those components we need. Aggression level 1. Players can choose whether or not to use the Nightmare variant of this monster. Adding the Nightmare variant stance card and any number of Nightmare behaviors card. This choice affects the total score when they win. So special rules. Fight surrounded by rivers of lava. Heat at your back pushes you against the monster. Remove the keep your distance objective card from the game. So it's going to make it more difficult because you're not going to have this objective, which usually helps make the game easier for you. The air grows stinger. You're breathing in ash and steam. At the start of each round, each player discards cards equal to the current round number from the top of their deck. So basically, the longer this battle lasts, the more cards you're going to run out of. And then you're hallucinating from the heat. The flames burn at your faces and long arms that tighten around you. When a player empties their deck, they suffer 1 heat damage. This damage is an additional to the regular fatigue damage and cannot be avoided. So the longer the game goes, you're going to take damage and lose cards. It's going to be very interesting. So it's not modifying the game a super ton. It's more or less you're just fighting Kajara, but you're having some extra little additional rules that are going to make the game a little bit trickier. And then we have challenge scores. So in case of victory, calculate your group's challenge score starting with 70 points, applying the following modifiers. So you get plus 20 points if you complete this challenge on your first try, 10 if you use a Nightmare variant, plus 10 for each Nightmare behavior card you use, minus 5 for each time a player has been KO'd, and minus 5 for each time you consumed an ale more potion. And then you can get Rookie Expert up to Dragon Slayer. So it's kind of a way to challenge yourself that way. I honestly think with this type of game, surviving is first of all its own challenge. And then if you do that, hey, let's see how good we are. Yeah, so that's definitely one. Very simple one to start off with. Everything you need is in the core set. Now this is where it gets a little bit interesting. So now we have Sandstorm. Digorax Challenge number 2. This is all stuff that is also in the core set. So you have Diagors, times 2 sand, and 2 wild mull. So it's some plants and 2 sand on the other. The wind shifts without warning. Diagrax unleashes his wrath from the heavens upon the desert sands. The storm tears through the hunter, scattering them apart. The dragon brings blood and isolation. So aggression level, it's the same thing. Starts at level 1, but you can opt to use Nightmare if you want. Special rules. The sandstorm reshapes the desert. The dunes take the form of massive golden beasts, trapping you between their scorching, grainy jaws. At the end of your turn, place a sand terrain in your sector. If there's already a sand terrain in your sector, place a dust token instead, max 2 dust per section. And then dust will have its own effects for doing stuff. You are utterly alone in the desert. You cannot see your comrades, and their voices are swallowed, and players in sectors of sand terrain cannot perform assists. So this is that, making this a lot harder to deal with. Um, Say you're gonna have sand that's gonna be popping up, and then you can't assist each other, and then the wild mall are gonna interact with you. So basically, being anywhere is gonna be hurting you. And you're not gonna be able to really team up with your characters, and then have the sand means you can't move as much. So yeah, just make the game more challenging. And then of course we have our challenge score down there. Um, yeah, so 20 points, we keep at least one sector without any sand terrain. To start a turn places, so that means you have to have one sector where you never have any sand in it. Interesting. So you have to always avoid one sector. Which again makes the game a lot harder to do. Win by round 6, win by round 7, nightmare behaviors, KOs, and Elmore. So basically all the same type of stuff. So yeah, so very interesting. Again, it's not changing them up crazily, but it is making them a little bit different gameplay for them. Alright, our third one. Now this starts involving you need to have expansions. So this is the one where it gets a little bit trickier because you might not have the expansions, so you might not be able to play as these. So Hunter, or the Hunger Challenge, from Zetheros, Challenge 3. So of course he's in his own box, but he also uses the Thornvine tokens and the Water tokens, which are from some of the other expansions. So the Venom expansion comes with Hydrar. So you can always make your own tokens and just include them and make your own cards, I guess, if you want to. It's always an option, but they don't come included. It says, in the clearing, Zithros looms over Hydra, ripping into its chest with its blood-soaked veins. The moment the beast catches your scent, the venomous vines covering the ground coil around your leg, their thorns piercing deep. So he starts at aggression level 2, so he's already starting harder, and then you can opt to use nightmare cards as well. Special rule, your heart pumps blood and poison your wound sends Zithros into a killing frenzy. During player stab, each player takes a Venom card with Hydra's trophy icon, and regular hunter and shuffles into your deck. So you start with poison, or Venom cards rather. Hydra is dead. Its venomous vines live on, answering to a new master. With each wound dealt to Zithros, a thorn branch shrivels and dies. When a player inflicts a wound to Zithros, that player may remove Thornvine tokens from their sector if present. So, this is going to be interesting because now you're actually playing against him with brand new mechanics. Since it says Nightmare and Venom expansions are required. So yeah, I think that's actually really fun to do. Is kind of mix and match some of the monsters cards together or mechanics. Especially with expansion stuff, just gonna make the game more tricky to play against. Because now, if you got used to, oh, this is how we beat him, we have an idea. Well, now you have to deal with a completely new element. So the challenge score, even in the case of defeat, calculate your score starting from 0 and applying the following modifiers. Plus 10 for each wound you deal to Zithros. So here it's not even cares if you die, it's just trying to see how much damage you can do to him. Plus 20 points if victorious, if Zithra remains in stance 2, plus 10 victory if using a nightmare stance, plus 5 for each nightmare behavior, minus 5 if it KO'd, and minus 5 for a potion used. So that's fun. Alright, and our last one is Krawan Stole Christmas. Krawan has a little Christmas hat and some presents with the Primal box. So this is challenge number 4. So this requires the Ice expansion to play, because that's where he's from. Or actually, the ice tokens are from that. Northern seas are silent no more. Kawan has emerged, stealing the season's cheer and leaving its frozen cast in its wake. The festivities hang in the balance. Are you ready to bring the warmth back? He starts at aggression level 3. For this challenge, players cannot use ice equipment. Special rule, there is no escape from the creeping frost. At the start of each round, except for the first player, players must use the ice terrain in a sector adjacent to the one that already has ice. A thick layer shields Karawan, deflecting your strikes, prevent all damage dealt by the first attack each turn, and Karawan draws life from the cold. Whenever a card is exiled, Kwan heals 3 damage for each card currently exiled. So Ice is going to exile stuff. He's going to prevent damage, and you have to keep adding Ice in there. Plus, he already starts at the hardest aggression. He doesn't have a Nightmare mode, that's why it doesn't give you the option for that. But this is a cool way to, you're taking a base game character and you're adding terrain from another game, which is going to make the game more challenging. Again, you could come up with all this stuff on your own. It's just neat when they make up things like this because you kind of get some ideas of things to do. And there might be some guys that maybe not have it. Like maybe we never seen, um, maybe we never seen one of the, and I can't life of me remember the names of all the monsters. There's like 12 of them. But I know there's like the bug ones. Maybe we haven't ever seen them with fire tokens or sand tokens. Or maybe we haven't seen maybe Kaijera with ice tokens. Like, interesting just mixing some of that. Or he has water in there. So you have to do extra effects with water. Or just placing extra rocks or different plants on the board. Again, adding them venom tokens or different things like that. Just mixing and matching some of their extra abilities could definitely change up how a monster plays. Or even have something maybe like after you defeat a monster so far, then another monster jumps in. That could be some cool stuff there. Challenge score. In case of victory, calculator groups challenge with 70. 20 if no players captured. 10 for each remaining rounds. 5 for each exiled card at the end of the game. -5 for KO and -5 for potions. Yeah, so those are what we have for that. So that's Primal Challenges 2024. So yeah, it's really fun that they made these. Helps you get some ideas for things you might want to do for yourself. And then we can definitely look forward, hopefully, for more of these in the future, as well as more content. Plus, it's also a great way to be like, hey, the creators of the game didn't just come out with this game and been like, alright, we sold it, we're done. And the fact that they're coming up with new content definitely means that they're at least planning on, like, at least keeping the game alive for a while. So it's always a fun thing to know. Alright, that's what we got for this video. If you'd like to see more videos like this where I show off various online scenarios and stuff, let me know. I know that, like I said, Simon does a link for all the different zombie sides. I don't typically show off or talk about, or like even the unboxing videos. I don't usually show the challenges and scenarios because I figure you have to buy the content to play it. But I don't mind showing off maybe like some print and play stuff or online exclusive stuff and talking about it, or maybe some of these older games. I might, maybe go back and go through some of that. If you guys like seeing the scenarios and stuff in there, it's always something I can maybe go through with older games. I don't want to do with games that just came out because I don't want people like copying and deciding they don't have to buy certain things type of idea. But I know Marvel, again, Simon does this for other games. Like Marvel United has stuff, couple of things I think. Marvel Zombies, things like that. Massive Darkness has a couple. But I'm sure there's other games that have some things like that too, little challenges or bonus or alternate modes. They're official, which I don't mind going over. I don't generally like doing too much fan-created content, just because I don't know how much them people play tested it or what or that to try and make sure I'm giving credit to individual people. So, alright, yeah, hit me up in the comments. See you guys later. Bye.